think it's breaking the lid on any huge news that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was a little crowded. Any game that can make room for a Servbot as a playable character, no matter how adorable, needs to check its priorities. Now, I can't really speak about the Marvel side's roster in much detail, as that's a world and fandom I only occasionally rub up against, but Capcom's stable had no issue pulling characters out of their butts, like the pirate chick or that cactus dude, or reaching back into mothballs for anyone moderately interesting. That's where a large chunk of the world met Sonson, the Sayuki-tastic monkey thing what aped, get it? On the same legend as countless other tales like Super Monkey Daiboken, Mega Man The Wily Wars, the Chimchar lineage in Pokemon's 4th generation, and that Akira Toriyama franchise whose name escapes me at the present moment. Oh, and this early Capcom pseudo-shooter, pseudo-platformer you've been watching for some time now. Sonson, apparently the grandfather of the Sonson who appeared in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, runs to the right across a number of parallel platforms and shoots down the strange things that pop up and want to prevent him from traveling to India to retrieve the sutras, or that just want to take your quarters. This is, after all, a 1984 arcade game, and as such, the difficulty curve is kind of ridiculous. It doesn't help that the return from death mechanic, viz. Riding back onto the screen on a cloud, is broken immediately if you touch the control stick in any direction. And in many places in the game, mobs feel free to come up from behind you, potentially leading to a millisecond-long lifespan if you don't just let go of the bleeding controls. Aside from that, it's actually an interesting hybrid of styles. While you certainly are affected by gravity when encountering a hole in a particular platform, there's no actual fear of falling off the bottom of the screen. Similarly, the fast shooting style, enemy movement patterns, and forced scrolling make this feel much more like a predecessor to the great space shooters like Gradius or R-Type. Also, food. Food everywhere. For points. If you've got the quarters, there's nothing stopping you from just plowing through the 19 segments and occasional boss battles and reaching the end of the game. In this case, a Buddha statue, a bonus of a couple tens of thousands of points, an express ticket back to the beginning of the game, because this is a 1984 arcade game and Super Mario Bros. And the concept of an end hadn't really happened yet. So what you're left with is effectively a score attack, which you can challenge with a friend, playing as an alarmingly familiar-looking pig. Still, as an interesting piece of video game history and backstory to one of the most popular fighting games of all time, it's worth a quarter or two. Or you could just pony up for the Wii Virtual Console version, or a copy of Capcom Classics Collection for the PS2. Or if you're feeling punchy, Capcom Classics Reloaded for the PSP. If you're finished building Mega Man levels, that is.